The fear of failure is one of the most common and, at the same time, most paralyzing emotions that people face. It is a fear that can arise in the face of any challenge, whether in personal life, professional life, or even simple daily decisions. Essentially, the fear of failure represents the fear of the negative consequences of our actions, the fear that we will not be good enough, that we will not achieve the goals we have set, or that we will be judged by others. If not managed properly, this fear can block initiative, diminish self-confidence, and significantly limit personal growth. The fear of failure does not appear out of nowhere. It is often the result of past experiences, upbringing, societal messages, and constant comparisons with others. Children who are frequently criticized or punished for mistakes may develop a strong sense that failure is shameful or dangerous. Similarly, social and professional environments that emphasize success, performance, and quick results can reinforce this fear. Additionally, the perception that others are constantly judging our actions can amplify anxiety and the fear of not being good enough. The impact of the fear of failure can manifest in many ways. Sometimes people completely avoid certain situations or opportunities, preventing them from trying new things. Other times, this fear leads to procrastination. We delay actions because we are afraid the outcome will not be perfect. In more intense forms, the fear of failure can cause anxiety, constant stress, loss of motivation, and even depression. Professionally, it can hinder taking risks necessary for growth or innovation. Personally, it can limit relationships, experiences, and overall life satisfaction. Understanding the fear of failure is the first step toward overcoming it. It is important to recognize that this fear exists and that it is a normal emotion. Fear in itself is not a sign of weakness. It is a signal from the mind and body indicating that we are in a situation of uncertainty. Instead of ignoring fear, we can learn to analyze it. What exactly triggers this fear? What are the real risks and which are exaggerated perceptions? This analysis helps distinguish between real dangers and imagined scenarios that feed anxiety. One of the most effective ways to overcome the fear of failure is to change one's perspective on failure itself. Instead of viewing it as a catastrophe or as a reflection of personal inadequacy, we can see it as an opportunity to learn. Failure, when analyzed constructively, provides valuable information about our actions, what worked, and what needs to be adjusted. This mindset shift can transform the fear of failure into an ally, a guide that shows us what to improve rather than acting as a barrier. Practically, there are several strategies that can be applied to overcome the fear of failure. First, setting realistic and clear goals is essential. When goals are vague or unrealistic, the fear of not achieving them increases. Defining concrete, measurable, and achievable steps reduces anxiety and provides a sense of control over the process. For example, instead of aiming to succeed in life, one can set more specific objectives: to complete a project within a certain period, or to learn a new skill within a defined time frame. Another important strategy is gradual exposure to fear. This involves slowly confronting situations that cause anxiety, starting with small steps and progressing to larger challenges. Through direct experience, fear gradually diminishes, and confidence in one's abilities grows. For example, if someone is afraid of public speaking, they might start by speaking in front of a small group of friends and gradually progress to larger audiences. This gradual exposure helps internalize the idea that failure is not catastrophic and that the person can cope with challenging situations. Acceptance of imperfection is also essential in overcoming the fear of failure. No one can be perfect, and mistakes are part of the learning process. Instead of seeking perfection, it is healthier to focus on progress and effort. This acceptance reduces internal pressure and encourages bolder, more authentic actions. Social support plays a crucial role as well. Talking about fears with friends, family, or mentors can alleviate anxiety. Others can provide different perspectives, share similar experiences, and offer constructive solutions. Simply recognizing that we are not alone in our fear of failure can be liberating and motivating. Moreover, building self-confidence significantly contributes to reducing fear. Confidence is built through repeated experiences, taking responsibility for actions, and acknowledging one's successes, even small ones. When individuals notice that they can overcome challenges gradually, the fear of failure decreases. A personal journal or noting achievements can be a useful tool to observe progress and strengthen confidence. A growth mindset is another essential component. People who see their abilities and intelligence as developable rather than fixed are less vulnerable to the fear of failure. They perceive challenges as opportunities for development rather than threats. This mindset reduces anxiety and increases the motivation to try, experiment, and learn from mistakes. Managing emotions and stress is also vital. Practices such as meditation, mindful breathing, physical exercise, or relaxation techniques help reduce the tension generated by the fear of failure. The more balanced the body and mind, the easier it is to act without being paralyzed by anxiety. Redefining success is another effective approach. When success is rigidly defined, the fear of failure increases. If, however, success is perceived as a process, as a sum of efforts and lessons learned, fear diminishes. Every attempt becomes a step forward, even if the result is not perfect. This perspective helps maintain motivation and reduces anxiety. Practicing gratitude and focusing on positive aspects of life also contributes to reducing the fear of failure. People who appreciate progress, even small, feel more capable and motivated to face challenges. Recognizing effort and lessons learned diminishes feelings of guilt or shame associated with failure. Visualization of success can be a motivating tool. Imagining a positive outcome or a person successfully overcoming challenges can generate courage and positive energy. Visualization does not eliminate risks, but reduces anxiety and provides motivation for action. Adaptability is often overlooked, but essential. The fear of failure decreases when people understand that not all circumstances can be controlled and that some things need to be adjusted along the way. Flexibility in approach allows for acceptance of unforeseen situations and finding alternative solutions without feeling overwhelmed. Ultimately, overcoming the fear of failure is not a single event, but a continuous process. It requires awareness, courage, constant practice, and patience. Those who succeed in transforming fear into a driving force become more resilient, confident, and capable of facing life's challenges. Failure is no longer the end. It is an opportunity for growth. By applying these strategies, anyone can learn to manage the fear of failure. Recognizing the emotion, objectively analyzing risks, accepting imperfection, gradual exposure, building confidence and resilience, seeking social support, practicing mindfulness, and redefining success all contribute to turning fear into an ally. This journey is one of self-discovery, personal growth, and courage, allowing individuals to act without being paralyzed by anxiety and to reach their full potential. Thus, overcoming the fear of failure does not mean eliminating it entirely, but learning to act despite it. Fear, when properly managed, becomes a valuable signal, a force that pushes us to prepare better, be more attentive, and grow. This transformation leads to a fuller, braver, and more authentic life, where failure is no longer an enemy, but a teacher. In conclusion, the fear of failure can be overcome through awareness, strategy, and practice. It requires changing one's perspective on failure, understanding the value of lessons learned, seeking support from others, and cultivating a growth-oriented mindset. With perseverance and courage, everyone can transform the fear of failure into a force that inspires action, development, and success. Fear no longer paralyzes. It guides, motivates, and supports continuous growth.